Namaste. Welcome to the Conscious Prosperous Life group. This is your introductionary on how it is that you will understand and know what your intuitive self is. Consciousness is about being intuitive, being aware, being alert, being awake. In that awareness, you're able to understand, to hear within the silence of yourself. This is where a lot of people do not understand what it means to go within. Going within is when you have the silence, the stillness, and you can embrace the solitude of whatever it is that you're trying to experience. In the aspect, understand something very clearly. There is no way that you can stop your mind from doing anything. Your mind is that which you are. You are a broader spectrum of consciousness where mind is embedded in every cell in your body and every aspect of any living thing within humanity. Let's understand the stages through which you will be guided to understanding what it is that you are here to learn, to know, to understand in your purposeful existence. Let's talk about the five senses. The five senses that which you all know include your sight, your sense of smell, your touch, as well as your audio. There is a sense within all of life that knows where it is coming from and its connectedness to the source that is called God, Goddess, life, universe, divinity, soul, higher self, Shakti, energy, all these names and labels that are given to the one thing that is called existence, namely the higher source, from that where you stem from and are always connected, inseparable. I'll be addressing the aspect of listening to your intuition. A lot of people have hunches, gut feelings, whether they're good or icky, or they are overwhelmed by indecisiveness in interpreting what they cannot understand, but yet they are so sure to what they're feeling deep down inside of them to be true. For years, in eons, there has always been a connectedness with that which you will call divinity, because you are a part of that which is the source in all that which you are, from the source and back to the source. Let's address that inner voice, the inner voice and intuition. How do you listen to your inner voice and how to trust your intuition so that you can be empowered, centered in your living with your own inner highest authority? It is important to know and practice listening to your inner voice and thus realizing you can trust it in your intuition so that you can not only make decisions quickly but to trust those decisions as well and follow them through. What does it mean? What it means is that there will be so many times that you will have to be caught between an ongoing mental gymnastics due to the self-doubt that arises in any instant after making a choice because you decided once again to listen to the voice of fear. The inner voice can be two things. The voice of love, which is a subtle voice, although it has the ability to raise the volume when it's necessary for your highest good. There are usually two inner voices. One, even though it may seem like there are multiple personalities, there is one of fear and one of love. Each has the ability to turn up the volume if you choose to ignore it. So what are you really asking? The voice you should listen, and how do you tell between the two different voices? In the aspect, you spend far too much time of your precious energy being busy with listening to the voice of fear, which is always asking, begging, pleading, questioning, crying, requesting, and especially reasoning or trying to make logic out of your illogical everyday conditions. The voice of fear is never satiated with the most loving feeling or good answer. Let's look at how you engage the worst outcomes through ignorance, or let's just say, for example, you're worrying about a certain situation, and if you still hear worry or not at all too well, so you simply will be answering out of fear, and so fear is what guarantees the outcome of anything that you might be anticipating a result from. If you find yourself engaged anywhere that in an attempt that you find you want to accomplish something, and you keep searching within yourself to find the kind of answer that you're looking for, okay, because you're not sure, so you're uncertain, or maybe you're indecisive, and in the aspect of this process you would find yourself that you're not even paying attention to the answers coming back at you from your mind. Why do we say mind? Because it is where your thoughts are formulated, all right, and in your heart it is the seat of love, which is mostly expected, and in the expectation of anticipation that it is the seat of love. So the heart aspect is actually where you feel your truth. If you really pay attention, you will know that deep within what you feel is where your truth is, because you do not usually express yourself when you say, I feel so angry now. You are not actually trying to make it up. You're not thinking, you're not editing, you're not formatting. You're expressing yourself from the truth seat of your feeling, which expresses itself in that moment of what it is you are really experiencing in your feelings. So let's talk about your thoughts. Your thoughts, you would say, can be quite contradictory to yourself as well. That surprises you most of the time, because you will find that you will be talking about what it is you're thinking of accomplishing, and then you will actually undermine yourself by saying, what if I am not as good as the next person, or what if they don't accept me, or what if they reject me, and what if I sort of like don't deliver. So you see, the editing and formatting happens in your mind, and that's where you will revise and review and revise and review and evaluate, and you don't arrive to a validation of what your truth is. In the seat of the heart, the validation of truth is that when you're hungry, you're hungry. I feel hungry, I feel happy, I feel joy, I feel sadness, I feel love, I feel confused, because you know what it is that you're feeling is what you're expressing, and it's the truth about what it is that you are experiencing at that moment. So I want you to sit back and relax and contemplate on what it is I have put forth here for you to actually review within yourself. Silently observe and silently go through every aspect of your beingness that you need to pay attention, because it's that little inner dialogue that tends to trip you or stand in your way or put its foot on the door when you are trying to be anything on the path that you call spirituality in being. In truth is, you don't have to try. You are spiritual. All you got to do is still yourself, be silent, and work with the aspect of yourself that you're trying to embrace. That is all you've got to do. You've got to accept that you first are that spiritual being having a human experience. You're not a human being trying to be spiritual. You're a spiritual being living out a human experience. And you've got all your five senses working. And it is up to you now to accept and embrace your intuitive, receptive self. It takes working on, because it is where you're still, you're silent, and your solitude flows. And you learn to trust what you feel. Then you're able to interpret and connect to the higher aspect of your intuitive self. All who breathe have life within them, and that breath, you're just about to find out what it is in all your searching and seeking to be and become that which you believe you're not. Namaste to your souls.